Welcome, everybody. Coming live from King William Street today, supporting our small business community uh, on the ground. But wanted to make sure that I was on this call and able to do the introductions today because we not only have our fantastic partners at the Hamilton Business Center here, but we have our friends from BDC who are synonymous with Small Business Week. So if I haven't had the pleasure to meet you, my name is Greg Dennett. I'm president and CEO of the Hamilton Chamber of Commerce. And uh, the next few weeks are our main priority is making sure we're supporting and highlighting our small business community to the best of our ability. That includes our webinar series in partnership with Invest in Hamilton this week and during Small Business Week, and then leading into Hamilton Day, which is uh, our Shop Local campaign, which I believe is the largest in Canada and helps prioritize our uh, business community. We work closely with BDC, and I know their commitment to shopping local and supporting our business community as we work through the unjust trade war that we are in right now is really important. So before I pass it to Ismail, I'm going to call Kristen from the Hamilton Business Center up to just say a few words about the fantastic work we do with them and the great ecosystem we have to support our small business community.
Awesome. Thanks, Greg. Thanks so much. And great to see everybody and be here today. First and foremost, happy Small Business Week. I hope it's a great week for everybody and you're participating in lots of events and lots of great things going on in and around Hamilton. Thank you, Greg, for this opportunity, and congratulations to yourself and the Chamber team for all the work that you do to support small and medium-sized and large businesses across our community. As part of the Hamilton Economic Development Department, we are thankful for this opportunity to partner with you in the delivery of this workshop series, specifically from our Hamilton Business Center, who work with small businesses day in and day out. We know that it's the backbone of our economy. We know that small business is big business in Hamilton, and we're very thankful for this opportunity to work together and support all the great things that you're doing. If there's ever an opportunity that the City of Hamilton, whether it be through economic development or our business center, can support or foster your business growth or startup in Hamilton, please don't hesitate to reach out. There's a number of incentives and programs and ways in which we can connect and support your success. So congratulations, Greg. And Ismail, I'm excited to hear your discussion today. And again, I think today and this series of workshops all week is just the strong commitment that Hamilton has to work together and collaborate and support a small business. So very thankful for this and very thankful and excited to hear today's discussion. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kristen. And I think that's an important part is there are so many resources in this community from when you're starting off your business to building your business and making sure you understand all the tools and resources available to you are so important. And that's why we greatly appreciate our partnership with the Hamilton Small Business Center, as well as Invest in Hamilton and the Economic Development Team. It is my pleasure to welcome from BDC Ismail to speak to the economic revolution is here. Get your business ready. He's going to talk to us today about the transformation that all small businesses are facing, whether that's the global trade shifts, the AI growth, and also and this is an important one, and I think is at the forefront is the generational changes in business leadership. So I don't want to say anything else, but I'm gonna log out from this side of things, and I'm gonna log back in and listen as an attendee. But Ismail, I'm gonna pass it to you, and appreciate all the great things that BDC is doing to help prepare our business community going forward. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Greg, for the introduction to the Chamber of Commerce and to the Hamilton Business Center for putting this together. Today, my presentation will be around 30 to 35 minutes, and then we can open the conversation for questions that you might have. If along the presentation, there is something that captures your attention and you would like to have a question for everyone to hear about, just send it internally, and I'll be happy to work with you at the end of my time here. Without further ado, let me start sharing my screen and let's get this presentation going. Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the 2025 edition of Small Business Week. Small Business Week is an annual celebration of entrepreneurship that BDC has been organizing for more than 45 years. Each year, the third week of October, there are coast-to-coast celebrations, events, networking, workshops like this one, all to recognize and celebrate entrepreneurs. Besides celebrating you, we also aim to give you clarity on what's coming ahead, equip you with the tools and information you need to navigate this era of transformation. My name is Ismael Enrique Cepeda, and I am a Senior Account Manager Financing at BDC, Canada's Bank for Entrepreneurs, based here in Hamilton. Today, I'll cover three main topics. I'll start by shining some light on the main trends we see driving a new era of transformation for businesses. Second, I'll share some findings from a BDC study we've just released for a Small Business Week on the state of entrepreneurship in Canada. Third, I'll discuss key strategies that you can use right away to navigate this complexity and keep growing your business. This year, we've been dealing with fundamental shift in global trade, challenges and uncertainty about prices, markets, and even the future of our business. The first big trend and the word of year, uncertainty. The US trade policy created a lot of uncertainty that impacted economic activity and growth, not only in Canada, but all over the world. In fact, uncertainty has been higher in 2025 than at the peak of the COVID crisis in 2020. Trade policy had an effect on exports, which declined overall. But it also caused many businesses to delay planned investments and caused a general slowdown. Rapid technological advances and the rise of artificial intelligence are the second big trend changing the business landscape. Most of us hadn't heard about artificial intelligence, generative AI, or ChatGPT until a few years ago. Now it's rapidly changing industries and businesses. The thing is that it works. In a 2024 BDC study, the entrepreneurs were surveyed. All Canadian small and medium-sized business owners who had used AI in their business said that AI helped them to be more efficient, improve customer service, increase sales, or make better forecasts. All tangible benefits. The issue is that not enough business owners use AI to its full capacity, and this is a big missed opportunity. I will get to that during the third part of this presentation. Another big trend that we see is business transition. According to our calculations, over 142,000 entrepreneurs plan to close, transfer, or sell their business in the next 5 years. This represents 17.4% of businesses with less than 500 employees, or 1 in 6 businesses in Canada. This is a clear opportunity both for sellers and businesses who want to grow through acquisitions. It is also a unique opportunity to keep Canadian businesses in Canada. Let's now have a look at the state of entrepreneurship in Canada. For a Small Business Week, our BDC research team surveyed 1,500 business owners to see what's on their mind and how they cope with the current situation. We asked entrepreneurs, over the last 12 months, what main challenges did your business face? These are their top 3 answers. Number 1, rising cost. 2, slow demand. And 3, increased competition. Shortage of qualified labor came forth for 21% of entrepreneurs. It is important to know that tariffs were a top business challenge for only 19% of business owners, demonstrating that they impacted the economy unevenly, mostly affecting exporters and business in certain industries, such as manufacturing. But as we said, it is the uncertainty around tariffs that created a difficult context for many, and that we see that throughout the study and also all the conversations that we have with entrepreneurs all across the country. The survey results show us that improving profitability is the #1 priority for entrepreneurs right now. Second comes keeping the customer base, followed by cost reduction and finding new clients. Only 1 in 10 entrepreneurs plans to adopt or make greater use of AI, and this is a missed opportunity. To be more profitable, you need to be more productive. The entrepreneurs we surveyed have understood this well. 3/4 of them are taking action to improve their productivity in the face of the economic slowdown. My point is that if you haven't taken any steps to improve your productivity, chances are that your competitors have done it. Adopting new technologies is the #1 action entrepreneurs in our study have taken to become more productive. Others are focusing on reinforcing the use of existing technologies. So maybe you bought a software a few years ago, but your staff hasn't been using it to its full potential. We see entrepreneurs going back to it and trying to use those assets to their full potential. Automating tasks is another great strategy, as is upskilling and reskilling your people. How to illustrate some of the things that are happening. One of these companies is Energy Management. It's a full-service industrial contractor based in Winnipeg, Manitoba. They specialize in HVAC or plumbing, installation and repair, but they also do electrical work, including things like solar installations. They are Indigenous owned, and a lot of their business is with Indigenous communities across the prairies. Trade tensions with the US impacted their operations, particularly the price of imported goods like compressors and copper wiring. They didn't just accept that costs will rise, they moved quickly to find new, lower cost Canadian suppliers in Alberta, Quebec, and Nova Scotia. They also began looking at European suppliers to bypass tariffs and reduce risks. The owner, Justin Roger, also had to educate his clients to say that the new equipment he was buying in Canada was just as good as what they would have gotten from American suppliers. Having stabilized input costs, they're now looking to the future. Energy is well positioned to benefit from the surge in infrastructure investments across Canada, from military base expansions to Indigenous-owned microgrid projects. They are experiencing growing demand, and the company is also expanding its energy audit services, helping clients reduce utility costs and improve building performance. Finally, they are exploring acquisitions and joint ventures as a way to scale. Justin thinks that market instability could create opportunities to buy a business in difficulty. For example, this could help him add new pieces to the business and gain scale. He's been lucky because he's in a sector that hasn't been hit too hard by the tariffs, but he's also been proactive to deal with headwinds and reposition his company. Now, I would like to talk to you about some of the things you can do in your business to cope with all of this. I want to give you an example of a family-owned company called Abatement Technologies. They produce air filtration and containment products in Fort Erie, Ontario. Their products are used to reduce exposure to harmful particles or organic compounds. They are often used in buildings, by construction companies, or even in hospital settings to control the spread of infections. Andrew Harber is the CEO and the founder's grandson. He says that the announcement of US tariffs on aluminum and steel was like an asteroid hitting their strategic plan. The business faced a large cost increase. Around 20% of their revenues are tied to the US operations. They quickly took action to counter the effects of tariffs. They pre-stock inventory in the US to avoid immediate cost hikes, and they immediately applied for tariff exemptions. After that, they took their time to work through the technical aspects of tariffs. They got a 6-month exemption from Canadian counter tariffs because of their strong presence in the healthcare sector. They filed for tariff remission on aluminum imports that are exported back to the US. And they avoided paying tariffs on their flagship product, which uses 100% US sources aluminum. Because of this quick action, the company has been able to keep exporting to the US and keep advancing on its American expansion plans. Now, they are diversifying their markets in Canada. That means expanding beyond healthcare into casinos, hotels, and airports. Internationally, they are exploring European partnerships and vertical integration to reduce reliance on US suppliers. Let's talk about 3 pillars of a strong management. So turn off cruise control. Look in your business for things you can change or improve. You control more than you think. We have narrowed it down to 3 things that you can look at: your money, your sales, your people, and processes. When it comes to money and managing your cost, cash is king and every penny counts. A line-by-line review of your expenses can help cut costs and make your business more efficient. This can mean renegotiating some contracts or reducing some non-essential expenses. You also need to review your operations to see where waste occurs and where you're losing money. It could be overproduction, inefficient processes, or idle machines. It can also be employees wasting time or high inventory levels. Find the efficiencies that impact your productivity. Eliminate tasks or steps that do not add value, and standardize as much as you can. Don't underestimate the impact these actions can have on your bottom line. We see it over and over again with our clients. Their production capacity increases and they reduce costs significantly, sometimes only after implementing 1 or 2 actions. Another thing that you can do is tracking the money coming into your business and comparing it with the money going out. This way, you will figure it out how much money you will have and be able to foresee any potential shortfall. What you see on the slide now is an example of a simply weekly cash flow forecast. In times of potential cash constraints, this is the type of tool you should be using. It basically contains a section for all your projected cash inflow, and one for projected outflows. The objective is to update it with actual results at the beginning of every week and to keep it rolling so you will always have a good number of weeks ahead of you. To bring more money in your business sooner, you need to accelerate your conversion cycle. The cash conversion cycle is the length of time in days that it takes for a company to convert its receivables and inventory into cash. If you carry inventory, you first receive it, you then hold it, and finally release it once it is sold. You must then wait for the customer to pay you. The inventory holding time And the collection period is the amount of time it takes to convert inventory and receivables into cash from sales. In the example here, the cash conversion cycle for this company is 100 days. We take the inventory holding time, cash collection time, and subtract the time it takes to pay suppliers. 100 days is a long time to wait for cash, and you might need to close the gap. You need to pay salaries, rent, and so on in the meantime. So you need to think of ways of improving that. Order inventory a little later, ask for customer deposits, issue accurate invoices immediately, change collections aggressively, and of course, try to extend your payables. When it comes to optimizing your sales, you need to make sure that your company systematically generates sufficient leads to keep enough business in the pipeline. Too many entrepreneurs get caught in a daily firefighting and forget to think about future business. The secret is to be systematic about it. Know your number and have a process in place. Every company needs a minimum number of leads or opportunities at any given time, just to maintain sales. Look at the number of closed transactions you want every month, as well as the average sales cycle. You should also know what proportion of leads end up buying. These figures will help you set targets for your company. Here is one way to do it. If 50% of your leads move on to the quoted stage, 20% go on to the negotiations stage, and 25% close, it means that you need to talk to 1,000 leads to sell 25 units. You also need to know your sales cycle, which is the amount of time between an initial meeting with a prospective client and the closing of the deal. This can vary greatly from company to company. To calculate the length of your sales cycle, make a list of your 20 most recent closed sales. Jot down how long each took and compute the average. Using customer relationship technology, CRM technology, can also give you a better picture of your sales pipeline, help identify top clients, and forecast sales accurately. It is where you and your team can find all the information to manage customer interactions. A CRM can also track customer demographics, along with features like location, industry, and company size. Even free or low-cost CRM might have reporting functions that can provide trend analysis and other valuable business intelligence over time. Finally, for our third and last pillar of strong management, it comes down to people and clear internal processes. Everyone in the company should know and understand their role and impact. It should be clear who does what, when, how, and why. It can be documented. You can write it down, but the important thing is that there is clarity and that people understand your strategy and vision for your company. All teams need to be on the same page: sales, operations, finance, HR. If sales is planning a sale, it goes in a budget forecast, and operations start gearing up for production. Need to have perfect communication to avoid waste and mistakes. Best way to avoid mistakes: create regular management meetings, sales and operations planning. Ensure that if sales are going up or down, finance, operations, and HR will take the appropriate action. What do these meetings look like? Often a good place to look at budgets and forecasts and compare them with actual results. Look at financial and operational key performance indicators. Look at the sales funnel, cash flow, and operations/workforce levels to ensure that you are heading the right way. Since everyone is around the table, you can quickly make changes as needed. Many businesses haven't implemented it yet. Even large businesses. It's a missed opportunity. Should be meeting more often now because the situation can change so rapidly. For example, if sales overestimate forecasts, the CFO might dip into credit lines unnecessarily. I would like to also encourage you to make use of AI if you're not already doing it. There are multiple uses and benefits of AI. Some are listed on the slide. It can help from recruiting to cost cutting and increasing sales. They can be interesting for companies who want to put time and resources behind it. But it will encourage you to at least use AI for its basic functionalities. The best way to think about it is that you are giving every employee an intern. Think about the things you will ask an intern to do. Use it for email drafting, research, documenting processes, writing job descriptions. If everyone learns to use it and uses it to have a small productivity increase, then the company as a whole can become more productive. This is a client story about Lepage Millwork. I want to give you an example of a business that's implemented a lot of these sound management practices we're talking about. Lepage Millwork is a manufacturer of high-quality doors and windows based out of Rivière-du-Loup in Eastern Quebec. Focusing on higher-end customers, Lepage has long seen exports to the United States as its main growth driver. In fact, the majority of sales are now made south of the border. They reacted very quickly to mobilize in response to the tariffs. They quickly informed the customers of the situation and agreed with them to share the additional costs. Actually, the company's biggest challenge has been a shortage of skilled labor as all their employees retire. To address this, they set up a structured training program, used it mostly to integrate temporary foreign workers where new team members are supported by more experienced employees. The company also relies on process documentation and skill standardization to ensure it maintains its expertise. They also invest in automation and artificial intelligence in a pragmatic way to increase their efficiency and also to integrate AI into planning, manufacturing, and work instructions. I spoke about a wave of business transitions coming over the next 5 years. All these strong management practices help increase business value and make succession easier. Well-managed businesses are better positioned to acquire others or to be acquired. All the things that we talk about are considered during an acquisition process. The financial performance and the position, the sales, the cash flow, the operations, the team. So if you plan on selling your business or buying one, keep these strategies in mind. Things haven't been easy for the past few months, but there are still many opportunities out there. The key is to manage your business rigorously and strategically. Don't know where to start? Here are 3 actions you can take in your business right now. Number 1, set up weekly management meetings. Number 2, find 2 or 3 sources of waste and try to reduce it. Number 3, update your sales pipeline to get the real picture of what is happening. Don't wait. Now is the time to act. At BDC, we can help with loans, advice, and resources. We can finance all sorts of projects such as technology purchases, market development, or buying another business, and more. On the advice side, we have experts who can help you select and implement the right technology, help you find financial or operational efficiencies, and develop strategic or development plans. And if your business is being negatively affected by tariffs or the uncertainty they create, you might be able to access loans up to $5 million at a preferred interest rate to help you pivot quickly. We are here to help, so please don't hesitate to reach out. I would like to end my presentation with my favorite data point from our BDC Small Business Week study. We asked business owners in our research if they will still choose the same career if they could start all over again. And staggering 92% say yes. Despite the difficult situation of the past months, 9 in 10 entrepreneurs are ready to start all over again. And I think this is incredibly powerful. Resilience, passion, financial independence. This is what this is all about. And this is also why we are so proud of BDC to be by your side. I will share this presentation with the Chamber, and also once more, a special thanks to them for making this possible. There will be 6 more business examples in this presentation that I hope will give you some inspiration and good ideas to move forward. And last but not least, hats off to all the entrepreneurs here today. Keep going and happy Small Business Week. Thank you. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to take some.
That's great. Thank you, Ismail. Opening the floor. Does anyone have any questions they'd like to ask with Ismail on the line today, whether in general or as it pertains to your business? You feel free to add them into the chat box there along the bottom. In the meantime, Ismail, thank you for that timely and informative presentation. I know productivity is something that we always strive for personally, but also so important in a business context, especially knowing the volatile environment that we find ourselves in, and knowing that it can sometimes be that much harder for entrepreneurs, struggling and getting off the ground. But we're always so proud of our business community because, as you mentioned, they're resilient, they have that passion, and that's why we're so proud to be part of Hamilton Small Business Week and bring you this series of informative webinars every day. So thank you for your time today. Very appreciated.
Oh, it's actually me saying thank you again, because what you're doing as the Chamber and adding value to the business community, it's something to be absolutely grateful for.
Wonderful. So we do have a question that's popped up in the chat here. So Noor is asking, in your opinion, is Hamilton currently open to adopting new technological-based business opportunities?
I will say 100% yes. Technology will always come with added value to the business, and it's in a case-by-case situation. I will probably send back the question to everyone attending today. Do you feel that your business is ready for adopting new technologies and make improvement in your processes? If you're not sure about the answer to that question, feel free to reach out to BDC. And if you want to have the conversation, we'd be more than happy to start a conversation with you.
Wonderful. Last call for questions. Anyone else have anything burning they want to ask or anything they'd like to dive a bit deeper into? Not seeing anything at the moment. So that just means you gave a great presentation where questions were answered, Ismail. So thank you for providing that.
I'll take it. Thank you.
Perfect. And so thank you to you. Thank you to Kristen and the team at the Hamilton Business Center.
Yeah.
We greatly value your partnership and what you're able to help us bring to our small business community, which is important and so viable and valuable to the Hamilton community here. So I will say that as part of Hamilton Small Business Week, we have a few more events coming down the pipeline. So mark your calendars. The week's not over. We still have sessions happening tomorrow where we'll have Ross McBride speaking to Legal Essentials, 5 Tips for Business Success. And then on Friday, Better Managers, Better Teams, presented by Sandler. So lots of great resources at your disposal, free for everyone here in our community. So with that said, I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you tomorrow and Friday as well. Happy Small Business Week, everyone.